Here in the Puget Sound region of Washington State is a movement that has been lost to the media and to most people. The occurrences of missing and murdered Indigenous women has become so common here that the Urban Indian Health Institute now reports there are 71 cases of missing and murdered Indigenous women in Washington State, with 41 cases in Seattle alone. This crisis is one that has been lost in the media attention. Puyallup local Jennifer Vasiles is the principal at the Chief Leshai School and a member of the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. The issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women was one that hit close to her heart, and she had issued the creation of a mural in hopes that it would bring awareness to the crisis and justice for those affected.
That's what we're trying to raise awareness about. And also I really wanted to put the mural on my fence for a couple reasons. So one, I believe as an Indigenous person that it's my job to use my resources and leverage my resources to better my community, right? And so if I have a fence that's attached to my home in a highly visible space, why can't I use that space to improve the circumstances for my community? And so then I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, well, then what issue should I pick? Because there's so many, right? And I picked missing and murdered Indigenous women because I really wanted people to feel seen. I think that what happens a lot is when we don't get the resources or the media attention for our people who are victims of those crimes, then we don't feel seen, we feel erased. And I wanted the people who were relatives of those women, who are important women, you know, they mattered. I wanted them to know that we acknowledged that their person mattered. I wanted them to feel seen.
The mural, which stands as a memorial to the missing Indigenous women, was painted by artist Alexandria Barclay, who says inspiration was easy to find.
I'm all about repetition also, just to like fill up negative space. And then on top of that, the idea of like the amount of women that have gone missing is more than we could probably comprehend. I mean, if I had my way, I probably would put like thousands of dresses on that fence, but I didn't have the time to do it. So I want the idea to be like, it's like overwhelming and it's all over the place and it's happening all the time. And then of course, like having an Indigenous woman be the forefront of the piece too. So, because that's really who we're talking about, right?
The missing and murdered Indigenous women's crisis is one that is all too familiar and all too unknown. But maybe through the hard work of those like Jennifer Vasiles, we can begin a slow crawl towards finding justice.
What general people can do to help protect us and help the cause is to advocate for us, to use their voices, which are heard louder in broader American society because they're more privileged voices, to leverage those voices to help us enact change that will help protect us.
Reagan Aho, Viking News Network.